Britain has just revealed its silent teeth beneath the waves. On September 22, 2025, the sixth Astute-class nuclear submarine HMS Agamemnon was formally commissioned during a ceremony in Barrow-in-Furness. King Charles III presided over the event, attended by senior military leaders and politicians. According to Army Recognition and UK Defence Journal, this marked a new chapter in the Royal Navy's undersea power. The moment was more than symbolic. On the same day, the first steel was cut for the future ballistic missile submarine HMS King George VI, underlining Britain's dual strategy, sustaining nuclear deterrence while expanding conventional strike capacity. Navy Lookout described this as a historic milestone for Britain's submarine industry. The Astute program itself has been fraught with drama. Launched in the early 2000s to replace the aging Trafalgar-class submarines, it has been plagued by delays and cost overruns. According to Jane's Defense Weekly, construction of Agamemnon took over 12 years from the first steel cut in 2012. These problems were partly due to resource shifts towards the Dreadnought program, which consumed shipyard capacity and government funding. The result was a submarine that was long anticipated but delayed again and again. Technically, HMS Agamemnon carries fearsome specifications. It measures 97 meters in length, displacing 7,400 tons when fully submerged. Powered by a Rolls-Royce PWR-2 nuclear reactor, it can operate for decades without refueling. As Army Recognition notes, its pump jet propulsion ensures extreme stealth, significantly quieter than propeller-driven submarines of the Cold War era. The quieting technologies are so advanced that some analysts argue it is one of the hardest submarines in the world to detect. Its armament includes 6 533mm torpedo tubes with capacity for 38 weapons, Spearfish heavyweight torpedoes, and Tomahawk cruise missiles. According to Royal Navy reports, Tomahawks are set to be upgraded to Block 5, giving Britain precision strike capability at ranges exceeding 1,000 miles. The Thales Sonar 2076 system makes it one of the most advanced detection platforms worldwide, sometimes described as the world's most sensitive ears. Traditional periscopes have been replaced with CM010 optronic masts, enabling safer surveillance without exposing the submarine to detection. However, Navy Lookout stresses that despite being commissioned, Agamemnon is not yet fully combat ready. The submarine must undergo extensive sea trials before reaching full operational capability. Wikipedia notes its in-service date may not arrive until 2026 or 2027. Delays of this scale reflect deep challenges within British submarine industry. Other Astute-class boats have also struggled with availability due to lengthy maintenance cycles, meaning that at times only 2 or 3 boats are operating at once. This raises questions about whether the Royal Navy can sustain global commitments with a limited fleet. Strategically, Britain's message is clear: reinforce its NATO role and expand global reach. AP News reported that Agamemnon will provide flexibility for patrols in the Atlantic, Arctic, and even the Indo-Pacific, including support for the AUKUS alliance. The vessel is designed for multi-role operations, protecting the UK's continuous at-sea deterrent, escorting carrier strike groups, monitoring undersea cables, conducting intelligence gathering, and supporting special operations forces. Its ability to operate independently for months gives Britain options far beyond its immediate waters. The impact is significant. For NATO, the submarine strengthens undersea dominance against Russia. For Moscow, it represents a new threat, forcing greater investment in anti-submarine operations. Russian naval analysts have already expressed concern, citing the need to expand patrols in the North Atlantic. Russia's reliance on older Aquila and Oscar-class submarines contrast with Britain's leap in technology. Meanwhile, Russia's new Yasin-class nuclear attack submarines are powerful but produced in small numbers, making the balance at sea precarious. For China, the move signals Britain's intent to extend influence into the Indo-Pacific. Beijing has rapidly expanded its nuclear submarine fleet, deploying Jin-class ballistic missile subs and Shang-class attack boats. Yet Western analysts, including Jane's Defense Weekly, argue that Chinese submarines remain noisier and less sophisticated than Astute-class boats. Agamemnon's entry thus demonstrates that even outside the Pacific, Britain still seeks to remain part of the balance of power equation. Regional powers from Japan to Australia will view this as an acceleration of the submarine race. Australia's nuclear-powered submarine ambitions under AUKUS are reshaping strategic balances, while Japan is modernizing its Tsuruyu and Taigi-class fleets. Jane's Defense Weekly warns this trend could trigger new acquisitions and heighten risks of underwater incidents. Already, incidents involving near collisions between NATO and Russian submarines have raised fears of miscalculation. In the coming decade, as more submarines patrol contested seas, the danger of escalation increases. Economically and industrially, Agamemnon also represents resilience. The submarine was built by BAE Systems at Barrow, employing thousands of workers and sustaining a highly specialized supply chain. As noted by Navy Lookout, the UK's submarine industry is a national strategic asset. And despite setbacks, commissioning Agamemnon proves the sector can still deliver world-class technology. However, the project also reflects financial strain. Each Astute-class submarine costs an estimated £1.6 billion, and critics argue the repeated overruns have drained resources from other naval programs. The Ministry of Defense must balance these costs while funding Dreadnought SSBNs, new Type 26 frigates, and F-35 fighter acquisitions. Operationally, the challenge will be to maintain high readiness while balancing long refit cycles. Britain must ensure at least one Astute-class submarine is always available to shadow Russian vessels in the North Atlantic, while others conduct global deployments. Strategically, Britain must also decide whether to keep Astute-class submarines focused on the Euro-Atlantic theater or deploy them more actively to the Pacific under AUKUS obligations. Each choice carries implications for NATO cohesion and Britain's global posture. Historically, the Royal Navy has prided itself on its submarine force. During the Cold War, British submarines shadowed Soviet fleets, sometimes coming dangerously close in tense underwater cat-and-mouse games. Today, HMS Agamemnon represents continuity with that tradition, but also adaptation to modern threats. Undersea cables carrying the world's internet traffic are now considered critical infrastructure. Protecting them is as important as deterring enemy fleets. In this context, Agamemnon is not only a war machine, but also a guardian of the digital age. Ultimately, HMS Agamemnon is more than just another addition to the fleet. It is a symbol of Britain's determination to stay globally relevant, a testament to technological sophistication, and a warning that the deep sea has become a battleground of great power rivalry. The question remains, will this move truly shift the global underwater balance? Share your views in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for the next dramatic analysis.